People recording with computers and having the ability to perfect, so-called, and I use the term loosely, to perfect everything. The humanity that used to be inevitable in music is no longer inevitable. You can sand away all the rough edges so that everything is absolutely perfect. And I think about many of the artists that I've grown up loving who today had the records they released come out probably wouldn't stand a chance in the popular market because things are very clean now. In pop culture, like in the mainstream, they're very clean.
There's an element of that that's very true, although I think that fundamentally the people cannot be fooled. I think the soul and the inherent excitement of somebody or a group or an artist who's on fire with their music is gonna peer through. It's gonna win. It's gonna trump all the other stuff. It's a lot easier to polish stuff that's kind of average or that's safe, that's not that inspired but is competent. I don't think there's ever been another time where it's been easier to be competent and harder to be excellent.
Right.
I really do feel that's the case. That being said, I think that I don't think it's the public that has the problem with things not being perfect.
I just wonder if maybe what happens is people's ears get trained to expect a certain kind of perfection, for example.
I hear that argument quite a bit, and maybe there's some truth to it, but I kind of feel like for those of us who love roots music, and I'm not even insinuating that everybody here would feel that way, but for those who do, I feel like it's my job when I'm producing a record. It's my job to defend with everything I have the integrity of the human soul in music. The same thing that made me love Howlin' Wolf when he was recording for Sam Phillips in 1951. The same thing that makes me love Frankie Lee Sims. The same thing that makes Ralph Stanley as an 84-year-old man more compelling than just about anybody you could imagine.
I feel like certain things are a reflection of the culture around them, and certain kinds of music attempt to poke their heads out at certain times, and they don't have as much success, and other times they do. I hear the Delta blues in Jack White, and he's a pop star. I'm not sure that the popular culture ears would have been welcoming to his version, to that ingredient at all times. I think there are certain times when people are susceptible and certain times when they're not. I'm not sure.
I think that's probably pretty accurate, Luke, although I do think that there are certain things that are immediately accessible and always have been for the same, if you think of the 1980s as being the what I refer to as the Duran Duran era, as being pretty devoid of roots music,
right,
as a component of contemporary music. Still, at that time, Los Lobos had a hit with La Bamba.
Yeah.
I mean, it came in through a movie, but it was, it was evident that resonated with somebody.
The Stray Cats were a
Stray
huge pop
Cats,
success.
Robert Cray, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and this was a period of time that I thought was pretty damn empty in terms of, for me as trying to make music that had some relevance in terms of its contemporary nature. But it was also clearly rooted in things. I felt pretty darn lonely out there.
Right.
But when I would hear people like that, I would think, you know what? There's something there.
Right.
And I think that sometimes the most direct route to being able to connect with people is a kind of charisma and a kind of singing. I think those are the elements that more than songwriting, more than style, more than instrumental virtuosity or anything like that, everything we love is based in that sensation that you get when you're on fire with it.